Oh my God, I was so scared, I almost shit myself. Guys, fear versus terror. Yeah, I mean, if you are so scared that you're almost ready to lose your bowels, that definitely qualifies as terror. But the reality is, guys, almost all of us in this life are afraid of something. Guys, 21 years I served in the military. I did all kinds of high level, high stress things. Frequently, I was afraid. I felt that fear as I stood in the back of aircraft at night, combat equipment, oxygen jumping out at 25,000 feet, to getting ready to take down a target with bad guys in it. But guys, the reality is we are afraid of many things. And I'm afraid all the time of different things. I'm afraid of, right now I'm recording a video. What if the video bombs? I'm afraid of, what if I say something wrong and people try to cancel me? We live in this world that's driven by fear, and it stops so many people from living a full life. I am working hard to move past that in my life, to level up, to get rid of the fear and the doubt that all of us carry. But the difference between fear and terror is fear leads to a pause. Fear is really more about discomfort. That's the real thing. Anyone can be afraid and learn to embrace that discomfort and overcome it. There have been many things I have been afraid of in my life, but I continue to drive forward. I continue to take action. Terror, on the other hand, frequently causes inaction. It is so overwhelming by whatever is happening in your life. Maybe it is a traumatic event that just occurred. It's a massive car crash. It is an accident, injury. It could be sexual trauma. Any of these horrible things that can occur that can create a level of freezing and inaction. That is the difference between the two. But I've met a lot of people that will allow fear to bubble up and become terror. We allow the discomfort to become so great, we're unable to take action. We are frozen because the fear has now grown into the level of inaction. So guys, here's the reality. How do we deal with that? Because I meet a lot of people who may say to me, oh my God, I mean, I would be so terrified if I had to enter a house with bad guys inside who were shooting at me. Or I would be so terrified to step out the back of an aircraft and skydive, which is actually one of the reasons why I encourage everybody out there to at least jump out of an airplane one time. Because you have to confront fear. And for some people, you will confront terror. And for many people, it will cause you to be in that moment of you are frozen. But you can transition back over to fear. Guys, I want you to understand something very clearly. Without fear, there can be no courage. Because what is courage? Courage is understanding the dangers, the uncertainty that's out there, and continuing to take action. Like I said, guys, frequently I have fears of all kinds of things. I have fears of the future, of what's going on in our country. I have fears for my children as they grow up and my grandchildren. I have fears for my own business. I'm making some pretty big moves. I'm in a somewhat a rather unstable place right now where I'm having to balance things. And there's a lot of fear around that. But I don't let it translate into terror where I'm not taking action. I am courageous to be able to drive forward and do things. So guys, that is the difference between fear and terror. And guys, I want to give a huge shout out to Midnight Rider on YouTube. Much love, man. You posted this question in one of the comments. You said, hey, man, I'd love for you to do a video about this. Midnight Rider, much love, brother. I appreciate this thought-provoking question. So now, to get down to the nitty-gritty, how do we deal with either? How do we balance fear? And how do we take terror and move it over into the fear category so we can take action? Guys, it is everything about the overcome mindset that I talk about. How do we overcome our doubts, our insecurities, our fears, and not allow it to grow into terror? It's accomplished by 3 steps, guys. Number 1 is awareness. Terror is this massive, overwhelming situation where we don't know what the outcome is, or we're frozen to the point that we're not able to take action in an incredibly uncertain, high stress, maybe even a violent encounter. we can prepare ourselves against that by being aware that, guess what? Bad things happen to good people all the time, man. That is the reality. A violent encounter could happen to you. You could get canceled on social media. Somebody may not like what you said. You may be fired. You may suffer a breakup, a divorce. Whatever it is, awareness is the number one step. Number two is preparation. And even if that's only mental preparation, guys, just to prepare yourself for, like, oh my God, what if this happened? What if suddenly my relationship fell apart? What if suddenly I was canceled and I was starting to be attacked because I made a comment online that people disagreed with? Well, you can either take two steps. Number one, well, hang on, I'm getting ahead of myself. Preparing. We mentally prepare. That's how we move from the terror factor into the fear. We're going to be afraid of those things, but what did I tell you? Fear is discomfort, but we're still able to take action. Terror, we are frozen into inaction. So it's awareness, it's preparation, and step number three, guys, it is action. If we're aware this bad thing can happen, if we've prepared, now we get into that action. Going back to our social media example, if we say something and all of a sudden people are trying to cancel us, you have two steps you can take. Number one, do you have conviction in what you said? If you have conviction in what you said, you can say, hey, I hate the fact that some people disagree, but this is who I am and this is what I believe in, and you double down on it. And you're going to have some people who say, I agree with that person, and you're going to have some people that don't. But I will tell you what, you will probably gather more people who believe in you because of your conviction and passion because of that. Or you say, you know what, I made a mistake. I misspoke. This wasn't what I really intended to say. And then we approach it that way. Either way, we are taking action in the face of fear. So once again, that is the difference between fear and terror. I want you guys posted in the thread. What's something that happened to you that you were frozen and unable to take action? And how would you do it differently today now that you're aware, prepared, and you're ready to take action to transfer that terror into fear where you could have the courage to overcome? One more shout out to Midnight Rider. Boom! That's Monday Muster. I'm out.